I'm making this video to just talk about. Oh, okay, sorry about that, guys. I have Puppers is the one with the blue collar. He's the brindle with the blue collar, and the little sandy colored one. Her name is Sandy, and that's Puppers is her daddy. They had we had a litter of 8 puppies, and I kept the little sandy colored one. I kept her out of the 8, and so she's a little over a year old, and Puppers is her dad. He's about 3, and so anyway, sorry about that, but they are playing, and they don't normally bark loud, but anyways, this video I wanted to make to talk about the just small affordable solar systems that you can make yourself. I started, and we'll start over here because I have a solar system that I put in my cargo trailer that I use for work over there. You can see up on the top, maybe you can see on the top of the trailer there, so 300 watts of solar panels up there, a 200 watt panel and a 100 watt panel. Also, I put the solar system in the my work cargo trailer for pressure washing, and I'll get to that. But I also put one in here in my storage shed. I put a solar system in here as well, and I'm out here actually using it right now, and that gives me my electricity in the shed. And I put another solar system on my RV here, but let's start with the first one I did, which is over here in the cargo trailer, and I'll show you guys what I did in case anybody's interested. It has worked out really well for me. I didn't know what I was doing at the beginning. I just watched a bunch of YouTube videos and followed the instructions in the videos, and I put together a solar system in my cargo trailer because I wanted something that could run a mini refrigerator and a microwave, so that we wouldn't have to stop and wrap up all of our equipment to go find a place to eat lunch, and take 2 hours to find a place where we could park this big cargo trailer. So that's why I wanted the solar in here. So I started out with a very small system. I bought all the stuff from Harbor Freight, and I have since then changed out because Harbor Freight only sells 35 amp hour batteries, little tiny batteries that are pretty much worthless. And so I have upgraded my battery bank in this, and I got 3 100 amp hour Windy Nation batteries in here now, and this is where I keep those batteries, in this battery bank down here. 1, 2, 3 batteries down there. I hope you can probably see. And so that's my battery bank. That's where I keep my batteries. And there's a vent right here. I don't know if you can see that vent down there, but yeah, right now I'm maintaining 13 volts on my battery bank, and I'm of course running the refrigerator, which of course the refrigerator is always on. It's always plugged in and it's always on. But this solar system, 300 watts of solar on the roof up there, is running with a 300 amp hour battery bank and a 30 amp solar controller, input output device, and of course I just in here have a 1500 watt inverter, which I have plugged in the power strip that I have here into the inverter. You can see the green light. The inverter is on. It's running everything that is plugged into this power strip. The lights, it'll run this light as well as the other light that I have over there. I'm charging a battery for my leaf blower there, and I have in this power strip, I have another power strip plugged in that hangs over here on this side of the wall, so that I can charge batteries. And I have a water pump down there that pumps water from this water container into my pressure washing machine at about 8 gallons per minute, something like that. It's a really good pump. Anyway, all that stuff runs off the solar system that I put in my cargo trailer. As I said, I also wanted to have a not just a little ice chest, because you got to deal with that ice chest all the time. I wanted a mini fridge, and so I put this in, and yeah, it's running off the solar. I wanted to be able to cook up some hot food when for lunches while we're working. So yeah, it's powering the microwave, and yes, I have a little pantry in the back. This has a little off topic here. This is nothing to do with my solar, but um, it allows me, the solar does allow me to microwave. Like I got the little cups of the mac and cheese back there, and I got my water containers down here, and I have soups, is a Dinty Moore beef stew right there, and just there's a popcorn over there, so I can cook all those things in the microwave, and it all runs off of the solar system that I put in here. And so that's a kind of a poor man's solar system, and that's what I have in the in my work trailer. Now, in my shed, my storage shed, I decided, well, I could use some electricity out here, and I don't want to use the cargo trailer's electricity to power this. That's perfect for the cargo trailer. I need something separate for this. So what I did was I got 3 solar panels on the top of the roof here, 300 watts of solar, the same amount of solar that I have on the cargo trailer. But inside here, I beefed up the this computer's taking its time getting started, but it restarted, and it does this when it restarts. It's a pain in the butt. But anyway, beefed up the this system a little bit, with one exception, the battery. I have a 200 amp hour Renogy battery, whereas over there I have 3 100 amp hour Windy Nation batteries. Here I've got one battery, but it's a 200 amp hour Renogy battery, and it's a real good battery. Over there in the cargo trailer, I have a 1500 watt inverter. Here I have a 3000 watt inverter. But both of these inverters are modified sine wave inverters, which that's okay. But I found out, as I continued to build these systems and continue to upgrade equipment, that a modified sine wave inverter is not ideal. What you want is a pure sine wave inverter. For especially running delicate equipment and stuff like that, you would want to go with a pure sine wave inverter rather than a modified. But having said that, this modified sine wave inverter has been working just great for me. I also got this 80 amp solar controller, which would allow me to connect more than the 30 amp solar controllers that you saw in the that I got from Harbor Freight. You saw in the cargo trailer there. That's a 30 amp solar controller from Harbor Freight. This one is an 80 amp solar controller, but it's not a PPT. I think it's PPT solar controller. It's a different kind of controller, and I can't think of what they're called right now. Let me see if I can grab some glasses here, and maybe I can read it for you. It's it doesn't say on here, but it's not a PPT solar controller, this one. Still, I paired it with this kind of modified solar or modified sine wave inverter, and I paired it with this other off-brand kind of solar controller using the input-output device. And it actually works very well. I'm maintaining a 13.6 volt charge on this battery, and I'm not really running much. I'm running this little fan. This laptop is running. This speaker is plugged in, and it's running. And this light right here. So it's not running that much, but, it's keeping the battery full. And sometimes, I will plug in this freezer right here, and it will run that freezer, which... it's the smaller of the 2 freezers that I have in here. This is the bigger freezer that I have. But if I were to upgrade that battery bank and put more solar panels, I've left room with this equipment to upgrade. So if I want to upgrade the battery bank, beef it up, the inverter and that solar controller would be able to handle any upgrade that I do to the battery bank and the solar panels. So if I wanted to add, instead of 300 watts on the roof, if I wanted to double that, I could this system could handle it. I would just want to beef up the battery bank so that when the sun is down, I would have more power in these batteries. And to show you what I'm talking about, that leads me to the system that I put in the RV here. For my RV where I live, I wanted, oh, doggone it, need to do something about that. That's a pain in the butt when that happens. I caught one of the cords on here, but anyways, let's see here if we can. Sorry about that, guys. Not a big deal, you know. This just want to put this wire back in here. I don't even know what this goes to. I'll have to figure it out. Anyways, let me show you guys what I did with this system in here, and bear with me for a second here. I just want to try and do something with this wire. There we are. So in this system in here, I did beef up the battery bank. These are the 200 amp hour batteries that you saw in the shed. These are 3 of those. So I got 2, 4, 600 amp hours because I have them connected in parallel. I have them connected in parallel rather than in series. I have 500. It's the FedEx guy they're barking at. Sorry about that. But I have 500 watts of solar on the roof. I have a 200 watt solar panel and a 3 100 watt solar panels. Thing is, these power inverters will only handle they're only capable of handling 30 amps. So this one, for example, is charging in 2.2 amps into. I plugged. Okay, let me start over. I couldn't plug all of the. This is the original side that I had everything plugged in on here. As you can see, I have 2 solar controllers, one here and one here. Okay, the reason for that, and I have 2 input-output devices here going into that, and here going into that. Okay, and the reason for that is because I did have everything all plugged into here, but again, these only can handle 30 amps of current coming in to the solar controller, and it overloads it. So the 500 watts of solar that I have on the roof, sometimes when the sun is out bright, puts out more than 30 amps of current, and it overloads it. So I've got the solar panels coming into the input-output device here, and then out here into the solar controller. And out from the solar controller, the power from the solar panels is coming into the input device. The power is then going out of the device into the solar controller here. And out of the solar controller, the current is going into the batteries to charge the batteries, which are connected in parallel. Okay, so I couldn't put all 5 of the solar panels because it would overload this solar controller. So what I did was I brought another solar controller out and connected it to this side and connected it to this side of the battery bank. This solar controller is connected over here. This solar controller is connected over here. And I was able to add 200 watts of solar into this input-output device, and it goes out. The current comes in here, here, and here. The current's coming in from the panels that I have up on the top, coming out here and into the solar controller. And those 2 panels are giving me right now 2.2 amps of current flowing out of the controller and into this battery bank. And on this side, this controller is giving me 3.3 amps. So right now I'm charging about 6 amps of power, electricity, 6 amps of current into that battery bank on a day like this. On a day like this. You see the sun? It's like almost completely obscured by this haze that I won't even go into the haze, but you see that? This is the kind of day that I'm holding a 13 volt charge on my battery bank. Now, this is where I set up all the equipment. back here you can see a hole with a couple of cables going into that hole. I'll show you where the cables are going to. Those cables are coming into my RV here by the stairs and up the wall into the back of this solar controller right there. I'm sorry, not solar controller, inverter. Into the back of this inverter. And unlike the two inverters that I have on my other setups, I learned that the modified sine wave inverter is not what you want. You want a pure sine wave inverter. So this one, I went ahead and upgraded the inverter to, this is actually a 4,000 watt inverter with an 8,000 peak watt capability. So this is a 4,000 watt pure sine wave inverter, far better than the other two that I have. So the power from those batteries is coming up the wall, and I'm plugged into the back of this inverter from the battery bank. And I have a couple of extension cords plugged into the outlets here. I've got 4 outlets on this thing. I love it. I'm only using 2 of them right now, but one of them is coming over here behind the television, behind my TV. One of the cables is running down there and up here, and I've got everything in the house pretty much. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, right there. Everything in the house pretty much plugged into this cable here. This one. And then plugged into that, what I just showed you, there's another cable coming out here and coming down around here that this is plugged into. This power strip is plugged into that solar. Everything that's running in here right now is running on solar. I could turn on like the television, and we're holding a 12.7 watt charge on the batteries back on the battery bank without hardly any sun. There's hardly any sun out there, and these batteries are still at 12.7. That's pretty much full. So it doesn't get any better than this, as far as I'm concerned. For the money that I spent, I got my TV on here, got my laptop on here. This is just a monitor that I have. There's my security DVR and my that's a ham radio and another power strip back there. And all of these power strips are connected by this power strip here. I ran it around the floor. You can see it going there, coming over here, and it's connected into this extension that I showed you over here, which is connected to the solar. So everything that's connected, everything I have, when I want to put this back on the grid, I just have to unplug this part right here and plug it back into this right here. That's the grid. It's plugged into the wall. I just have to unplug one plug it back into the connections that's connected to the wall, and I'm back on the grid power. But right now I'm on solar power, and I'm maintaining a 12.6. Now it's 12.6 because I turned on the television. So I'm maintaining a 12.6 volt charge on my battery bank, and I'm pretty much running, everything I want. If I want to turn on this fan, that would be run by solar. And I've got on this solar, on this extension cord here, I have another extension cord plugged in there that sits right here. It's just plugged in. It's not turned on. But if I want to use my, this, I can just unplug the from the wall the microwave, and I can cook with it there. And I also have another extension cord that I ran over here, and it's not being used either right now because it's not an emergency situation. But in a grid down emergency situation where the power has gone out, I can plug this coffee pot into this little extension cord here, and I can still make coffee with my coffee maker. I can still use my microwave here and the one out in the cargo trailer. I can run fans I have a fan here, got another fan up in the bedroom. I got several little small fans all over the place, but I can run all those fans because they hardly take any electricity. But I can watch TV, I can run my laptop, I can power, all my little ham radios and Sony speakers and stuff like that, all being charged and all being run off solar right now. So I just wanted to share this with you guys and show you, what you can do with a good little solar system. I just started out experimenting, and I'll come back outside here. I just started experimenting with a little, do it yourself kit that I bought from Harbor Freight. And as I continued to do it and build on these things and improve them and upgrade them, I've come to find out that, well, first of all, the first result from doing that was I ended up with 3 separate solar systems. One for the cargo trailer, which is the oldest, and it has been very reliable for me from day one. And then actually I did this one second, but I wanted to upgrade this system. So instead of like the equipment that I was using, like the inverter and those things, rather than just sit them somewhere and not use them, I decided to get another battery and put another whole different system in here. Because should the power go out, I can probably run both of these freezers using the solar. This is a real good system in here. And again, I can always upgrade by adding more solar panels to this system. And solar panels are not that expensive. I could take from one system and add to this system. I've got a spare solar panel right here that I'm not even using at the moment. So I can always add that solar panel to this system. I just kept upgrading and kept buying more and more equipment. But I mean, I love it, man, because I walk out here. The only thing running off the electricity grid right now is the 2 freezers, that freezer and this freezer over here. That's it. And I keep these babies full too. These freezers are both, packed to the gills. Look at this. I'll show you. Packed to the gills. I mean, this thing, I couldn't fit anything else in there if I tried. I wouldn't work. But anyway, I just wanted to share this with you guys and show you, how really it's not hard. It's pretty simple. I've got 3 separate solar systems, and each one of them is working magnificently. Look, this system that I built over here yesterday. I was running the air compressor with this system. It's holding a 13-volt charge on the batteries right now on a day like this. On a day like this, man, that's incredible, man. It's running the refrigerator. I was using my air compressor, charging my Craftsman battery, charging the battery on this little fan. It'll run this little heater right here. This is an incredible little system. It's only a 1,500 watt inverter, but it rocks. It really kicks butt. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys, show you how simple and easy that it is to set up a solar system that is functional, and again, rather than make one big system that I would try to run extension cords to each station from the cargo trailer to here to the house. No. 3 separate solar systems, each one of them independent of the other. And so that's what I did here. And if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section and let me know, and I will try to answer all your questions. As you can see, I'm pretty well stocked up. On a side note, I'm pretty well stocked up. Everything in here, that's all free. That's all dehydrated food that I dehydrated myself. Mostly, some of it is some of those emergency food packet things from Walmart. This whole tote down here is full of food. Each one of these 5-gallon buckets that I have sitting up here have they're vacuum sealed rice, beans, flour, pancake mix, Gatorade. It's all dehydrated and not dehydrated. I vacuum sealed all of those things and put them, in food grade 5-gallon buckets. So that's what that is. And I've got a little shelf full of just stuff that I've stocked over here. I've got, 6 cans of gasoline here. There's 2 cans of diesel down there and 1 gas, and 3 gas cans up here. I have 2 more gas cans over in my cargo trailer as well. So 6 cans of regular gas, 2 gas cans full of diesel. I've got propane tanks over here. I've got, for my cooking in the RV, I use propane, and for my buddy heater that I have in there, I've got the little 20-pound tanks. I've got 6 of the 20-pound tanks and 4 of the big 30-pound tanks. So I got plenty of propane. Should crap hit the fan, I'll be all right in terms of like electricity, propane, gas, extra gasoline. I've got in this box over here. It's locked, but I keep a generator in here. And the reason why I built this box to keep the generator, I don't know if you can't see it in there, but that's, there's a, you can probably see it right there. There's a generator right there. And the reason why I built this little box to put the generator in is because if there's a storm or something, and power goes out and it's raining or something like that, you can't really put a generator out just like in the rain. You could, but I wouldn't advise it. I wouldn't do it. So I built this little box, and so in the event that the power goes out, there's a storm or something, I have to fire up the generator, I can run the generator in the box, just leave the door open, move the generator back to the back middle of the box, and facing where the exhaust is, facing the outside, outside. And I've run this and I've tested it, and it works perfectly. It works like a charm. And so this way, the generator would be sitting inside with the exhaust facing the door, which I would leave open. And I could run the generator and power my RV with the generator during a storm if I wanted to. Plus the fact that, that's only if I want to run something major, something really major like a bunch of heaters, electric heaters, or, if I wanted to turn on the air conditioners. Because otherwise, I can run everything in that house with the solar, even on a cloudy day, So I'm just kind of loving it, man, because there's the sun. You can see. That's how much sun I'm getting. And I'm maintaining, 13.6 volts in here on this battery bank, and 12.9 or something over there, and 12.6 over here. It's amazing, man. It's just amazing. I got 3 great systems here, and I highly recommend solar, man.